At the crossroads for Africa, a woman is on the verge of making history. If elected, Swazi Tshabalala will become the very first woman to preside over the African Development Bank, one of the largest financial institutions on the continent. A historic moment, a candidacy that shakes the lines. An experienced economist and strategist, Swazi Tshabalala is much more than a candidate. She is a quiet force in African finance, Vice President of the African Development Bank since 2021. Graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics from Lawrence University and an MBA from Wake Forest University in the United States, she honed her skills primarily in the private sector and major South African financial institutions. Tshabalala was Chief Financial Officer of Transnet and an executive at Standard Bank in South Africa. A technocrat for total benefit, Swazi Tshabalala's vision is based on 3 letters: a program, large infrastructure, financial innovation, transformation of the bank. 3 priorities for a more connected, more self-sufficient Africa. More ambitious, Tshabalala wants to make the African Development Bank a true bridge between states and the private sector by mobilizing between $2 to $3 billion of African institutional capital. She intends to address the infrastructure financing gap, estimated at $100 billion per. Her candidacy, supported by Southern Africa, arouses interest and support from several member countries. She enjoys strong diplomatic backing. Pretoria is behind her, as well as Algeria and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. In a highly contested election, she embodies a form of gentle yet ambitious change. Behind her, of states, influential economists, female voices in African finance and governance. The tide seems to be turning for us, thus. For the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, I quote, "This is an excellent opportunity to appoint a woman at the head of the African Development Bank. Swazi has the expertise, vision, and leadership." Swazi Tshabalala is on the verge of making history. A woman, an expert, a convinced African. Her election would be much more than a symbol. It would be a strong signal that Africa sends to the world. Female leadership is no longer just an option, it is an obvious choice.